Hi guys, this is Hamilcar bringing you the fourth set of the Shinhan Bank Pro League match between WeMade Fox and Samsung Khan. And as I explained in my last commentary, I did the third and second sets of this match in that order earlier on, so those are already on my account. Just go and look at some of my earlier videos and they'll be there. I just did the first set, so apologies for doing things very much out of order, but at any rate, here we are, and it's set 4, and in the first game, which I just did, Nada played excellently and actually ended up beating Stork, who is one of the very best players in the world right now, in a really excellent display of sort of standard macro into mid-game push and to contain TVP. Then in the next two games, Samsung Khan came back and Odin, well, let's see, Odin beat the Rock and Jangbi beat Shinecal. I'm not sure in what order that was, but at any rate, here we are now, and it's a 2-1 Samsung Khan lead. So FireBatHero now for Samsung Khan has the opportunity to close the set out and make it a 3-1 victory for Samsung. Meanwhile, WeMade has sent out Inter.Mind, who's a very good Terran player too. Won a Star League maybe 3 seasons back, something like that. Somewhat unexpectedly, but certainly a good, solid player, and a very good TVT player. FireBatHero is also very good at TVT. It was at one point known as his specialty. Now he's sort of a TVC specialist, but he's also a TVT specialist, and so this should be a really excellent game. The map is the New Autumn Wind, and it's a 2 spawn location map, and as you can see, Inter.Mind is the yellow Terran, and FireBatHero is the purple Terran, but there's a sort of big middle area with a couple of ramps surrounding it. Well, a big sort of rim surrounding it with high ridges, and a ramp leading over those ridges outside each player's natural expansion. So it's great for TVT, I think, because there's lots of places to form siege lines, and then for the other player to drop on and try to break those siege lines, and it tends towards sort of big defensive grinds that are about territorial control and holding critical choke points and so forth. And that's what TVT play is really about. I think this is the first TVT I've gotten to commentate, which is sort of fun. A lot of people think TVT is boring, but I think it's fun in part because it people have said this before, but it mirrors the way real war works, which is not unsurprising. You would expect, and you would want Terran v Terran to be like human wars are, but it's slower paced and more about sort of strategic thinking and deciding what territory you can hold and what you can't, and where to position your forces and how to divide them, whether to keep them concentrated or put little forces here and there. And there's a combination of mobility with air forces and static defenses and so forth. So anyhow, I'm excited to be commentating a TVT, and that's why I decided to stay up another few minutes and do this one, even though it's now 3:26 in the morning. So anyhow, getting to the game, nothing too exciting going on so far. Both players are going 1 fac into expansion, which is pretty standard TVT build. Trying to scout each other. Marines denying that expansion. Vulture is now out for Mind, and he's going to chase away FireBatHero's SCV. Mind trying to get a scout into the barracks, and Marine is warding that away. Mind is coming in with a Vulture, and I'm not sure if FireBatHero has his Vulture out yet. I think he went for a machine shop first. Mind just getting his machine shop down now. So this Vulture might actually be able to do some harassment. FireBatHero forced to pull that SCV off. Now he has a Vulture out. So he's going to be able to ward this away, but a little bit of building time lost in that command center. I think he got the command center down a little bit first, a little bit earlier though, so it should balance out. Second factory going down now for FireBatHero. So Mind is actually almost has his expansion down. He's transferring SCVs now, and the expansion goes down. So FireBatHero just a little bit behind. It'll be a few seconds before he has that base down. Barracks getting a complete scout from Mind, and FireBatHero's barracks is probably doing the same at the moment. 2 more factories going down for FireBatHero just as soon as that barracks has floated out. So FireBatHero might go for some sort of aggressive push relatively soon. But Mind will probably have a 3rd factory going down soon enough too. Mind pushing out with a few vultures, and we'll see whether he manages to get any effective harassment off. I don't think he will. FireBatHero has a number of vultures there too. Armory going down for FireBatHero, so either quick upgrades or Goliaths or both. We've seen a lot of... I think we used to see more just straight tanks and vultures, and now it's sort of swung more towards tanks and Goliaths in TBT. And Goliaths are sort of the luxury unit. Vultures are what you build when you only have the gas to afford tanks. But more Terran players have wanted to get vultures out, or to get Goliaths out by the mid game in order to defend against drop and so forth. So, not too much going on. Both players are just macroing up at this point. A lot of vultures out for Mind. And this might go into just vulture on vulture mid-game. We've seen that in a few games recently where the Terran players in a TVT just forego tanks entirely and build a ton of factories and just try to pump out as many speed vultures as they possibly can and go for a big battle in the middle. And I like seeing those games because they're very exciting and obviously very mobile given how fast vultures are, but I'm not really sure I understand how they work strategically, because tanks are, well, tanks obviously destroy vultures qua vultures. Mines can take out tanks pretty well, but tanks are good at pressing straight through a minefield. The important difference between tanks and dragoons, which I think makes a huge difference in terms of a lot of well, in terms of the strategic properties of a lot of units, is that tanks have immediate fire, so there's not a sort of long firing animation between when they start to shoot and when their fire actually hits the target. So they're very good at taking down mines because as soon as the mine pops up, they do damage to it, whereas dragoons, it takes about half a second for the little photon bolt or whatever it is to impact the mine. At any rate, it seems like adding some tanks to a vulture-heavy force mix would be more effective than just straight vultures. And Goliaths also destroy vultures pretty handily. So I'm not sure what makes this build tick, but Mind, at any rate, has decided to go for a couple of tanks. FireBatHero seems to be just on straight vultures still, and he's got a lot of vultures. So I guess we'll see now what's more effective. A couple of tanks sieging up, FireBatHero is going to try to press in, and he's repelled, and I think that means that I win, because the 2 tanks did make the difference for Mind. But no, I'm sure FireBatHero knows what he's doing better than I would in this situation. In any event, Mind's going to try to press in, and FireBatHero has 6 factories out now, so he's going to be able to pump a lot of vultures, putting down those mines there, but Mind has scans, so those vultures are going to clear out the mines in about half a second. And